The purpose of this hearing is to examine the PRC's malign activities in Europe, as well as discuss what U.S. and Europe, as European policymakers, can and are doing to counter this influence. I now recognize myself for an opening statement. For decades, the transatlantic alliance has been the cornerstone of American national security and a force multiplier for preserving the Western rules-based order. From the global threat of Soviet imperialism to the evil that struck this nation on 9/11, 23 years ago today, our alliance has faced countless threats together and remains strong. However, the threats are multiplied now. Once challenged only by the military and political ambitions of the Soviet Union, our alliance now faces the malign activities of both the Russian Federation as well as the People's Republic of China. Confronting China's aggression and coercion will be perhaps the defining challenge for the Western world in the 21st century. The United States cannot confront this challenge alone. As before, we need our European allies with us. Since 2019, the European Union has considered China to be a systemic rival. However, it also considers China to be a partner for cooperation and economic competitor. There is an obvious tension here. How can China be both a partner for cooperation, but also a systemic rival? Thankfully, it appears that some in Europe are willing to treat China like the rival that it is. China's significant support of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine has led some in Europe to rightfully reevaluate their relationship with the PRC. The PRC is providing Russia with enormous quantities of dual-use goods, including semiconductors that support Russian military activities in Ukraine. It has also proved to be a willing accomplice in aiding Russia's attempts to circumvent Western sanctions. In the words of numerous officials in the Biden-Harris administration, this assistance from China has enabled Russia to, quote, reconstitute its military. Chinese troops may not be on the ground fighting alongside Russians, but China's aid to Russia's defense industrial base is undoubtedly enabling Putin's genocidal war of aggression to continue. This war is the greatest threat to the continent's security since the fall of the Berlin Wall, and many in Europe are deeply concerned that China has been aiding and abetting it for over 2 years. Despite this, Hungary continues to be a key strategic partner for China. It is an active participant in China's Belt and Road Initiative, serving as a crucial link in the logistics transport corridor between China and Europe. Hungary has even allowed Chinese police to operate inside Budapest, allegedly to help Hungary deal with increasing volumes of tourists from China. In Serbia, the government recently signed 28 cooperation agreements with the PRC, ranging from trade to media cooperation. Serbia is also perhaps the largest buyer of PRC military equipment on the European continent. Xi's motives are clear. He wants to create more economic and political dependencies among our allies in Europe that will constrain their ability to respond to future PRC aggression. He wants to join Putin in casting doubt on the reliability of the United States as an ally, driving a wedge between us and Europe and undermining the transatlantic alliance as a whole. Just as many in Europe have become standing up to Putin since his full-scale invasion of Ukraine, I call on our allies in Europe to take the same approach to President Xi. His no-limits partnership with Putin is a clear threat to the Western world, and we must stand together to confront it